Well, hold on. I gotta get my gear on because I was thinking today I must look a little bit different than usual. Step it up a notch.
Okay, get your swag on. All
Got
right,
my
all right.
swag on.
I love it.
You are listening to the Joe Mars Podcast, a podcast inspired by musical creatives from and within Zimbabwe, Africa, and the world who are making an impact and pursuing their passions. My name is Joseph Maramba, and I'm a radio host best known for shows on Capital FM, Power FM, and Sport FM radio. And I'm sitting down with creatives to learn more on their story and how they are making an impact with every single production.
People will be watching this and be like, "This guy's got one look all the time." So he must switch it up a little bit,
I love
here and
it.
there.
I love
So
the
I
hat.
think
Yeah.
I you love the hat, eh?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Very
really
stylish.
cool. It's antique. Yeah, okay. So I'm
Mm.
just gonna get my proper studio swag on. Valet. Let's get this out of the way, okay?
Oh,
Valet,
Valley.
Valley,
Valley.
Valley, Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because you have to keep on reminding us because we come from somewhere in the ghetto and
No,
sometimes our English is not at par.
your
Okay.
English is perfect. Yeah.
Welcome to the Joe Mars podcast. How you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm excited. It's a pleasure. I know we were talking about this, so to finally be on, that's great. Yeah.
You are doing so well with your single. Congratulations to you, girl.
Thank you. I'm trying. We're putting,
Man, it's
yeah.
every time I'm on my Instagram, on my Twitter, on my anything, I see your name in there.
Well, I must be doing something right because trust me, it takes a lot of hard work, and I really appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate you like seeing that. So it means we're doing something. Yeah.
Congratulations. We have to talk about that. We have to talk about you working with Ubuntu Brothers. We have to, but first and foremost, how are you getting in? How are you getting all the time to be on Power 98.7 in South Africa, YFM, all of these radio stations? People are writing about you from Nigeria. How do you even get the time, girl?
I don't know. Even right now, I don't know if you've noticed, I lost my voice a bit because I was doing my video shoot. So just singing all day, I lost my voice. So I'm a bit run down, but I think I've dedicated myself to this craft. And because of that, I think I told myself I'm not going to say no to any opportunity. So I kind of just, big or small, I kind of take it right now and go with it.
Thank you very much for picking up this call, first and foremost. Thank you very much for talking to me. I know you don't owe me anything to be speaking with me. Because when you get to that stage when you're a diva and everybody else is loving you and liking you're like, okay, who's this guy? Who's this guy? You know? But please don't forget me since we've just done this podcast now. Don't forget me when you're flying high, when you're in the Beyonce kind of type level.
I won't
And
forget you. So,
okay.
I mean, now that we've had this conversation, how can I forget that hat? Oh my God! Wow.
That hat and those glasses, man. How you
Yes.
forget that? Okay, so let's talk about you, Valerie Menyua Sibanda. Valee Music. When did you get into this whole music business?
Well, I've been singing all my life. Like I started at a very young age, and I come from a very Christian family, so we would sing a lot of like gospel music. And I don't know, when I would hear myself sing, I thought I had something going on. I mean, I would hear my cousins sing and stuff, but I would hear myself and be like, I think, I've got this. And just watching people like Whitney Houston, um, Boom Shaka, Bongo Muffin on TV, all those people really inspired me. So, it just made me realize that I had a gift, but I didn't really pursue it until I came to the UK and I had finished like university.
Oh yeah, man. When you talk about Boom Shaka, when you talk about Bongo Muffin, you're preaching to the choir right there. Being born in the 80s, consuming a lot of music in the 90s. That's when the 90s
Yeah,
is oh man.
yeah,
We
good
we're in the same,
time.
we're in the same. Good times,
Yeah.
good times. What could be the reason why when you eventually moved to the UK you thought, let me do this music thing? I mean,
Mhm.
you'd always been doing it your entire life, and now you're in the UK. Did you feel like maybe the opportunities there were better than when you were in Africa?
I remember one of the first shows I wanted to be on. I think it was Star Search. I don't know if I'm correct. There was a show in Harare that was going on, and I would always say to my mom, "Oh, you need to take me so I can be on this show," but it never really happened. My first stage performance was Miss Bulawayo, and I was about 9 years old. I did like a performance with my cousin, and I just think just getting that energy and that hype made me realize, I love this thing. So coming to the UK, I think I was still a little bit shy. I wasn't quite confident to pursue my dream. So instead, I went for modeling, and I won like Miss Earth London. And then after that, I went to do like Miss England, and I was like a finalist. So it only took me like being in uni, finishing my degree. I studied law and business, and then like just being in the office and being like, I can't do this. Like, I need to give my dreams a chance because I'm a go getter. So that kind of motivated me to, start seeing that dream through. I kind of went to what you call this show, The Voice, UK, and also X Factor. I didn't go really far, but at least I tried. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, we all have to try, right? It
Yeah.
reminds me of this story that I was telling somebody the other day, and I was like, I even auditioned for this reality TV show back in Zim around 2006. I don't know, 2006, 2007,
Yeah.
and I was trying to sing, and I went on and I sang a John Legend "Save Room." You know the "Save
Yeah.
Room" song from John Legend, yeah. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even go anywhere. I didn't even go anywhere. So that was it. That was
So you
it.
can
You
sing.
know.
So you can sing. Is that what that means, Joe?
Well, I love music. That's why
Mhm.
we're having this interview, I guess.
Right.
And but yeah, my family as well. Just like you said, we grew up in a Christian family, and
Mm.
mom is singing, dad is playing a lot of music. Everybody else is just picking up music one way or the other. And then I've sang in a choir, and I've sang some classical opera. Can you imagine? I've done that. But
Amazing.
I think this is my thing, interviewing guys like you and people like you, because yeah, it's if it's just not you, it's not you. You have to
Right.
find out. You have to
Find
really
your
find that
thing.
out. But yeah, exactly. But I am interested in the fact that you went on through all of these and you never got, that thing to say, maybe this is not me. You still kept on.
I don't know. I think it takes a little bit of self-belief and having other people to believe in you. And at the time I shared an apartment with one of my best friends, and she would hear me singing, and she was like, she would always say things like, "Yo, if I had a voice like that, I wouldn't be living in this house." You know what I mean? So it kind of made me see, like I say, see my dream through. I've always wanted to sing. It's just, it takes a lot of confidence and a lot of, especially coming from a Zim family where, oh my God, this camera, sorry, where education is so important. It's a bit hard to make that transition. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I only live one life. I'm going to do what I
Mm.
got to, regardless of what anyone thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go and do what you gotta do, because you know what? It's one life, like you said. And I love that motto. We live that motto on a day-to-day basis. That's what we have to do. Go and
Mm-hmm.
do what you love doing. You know. I watched a BBC interview
Mm-hmm. Oh,
of yours. Yeah, yeah. I did a little bit of research, and you were asked a question. How do you inspire the next female artist from Zimbabwe, from Africa, and stuff like that? And you were like, go out there and be yourself. I love that. Be yourself and be on social media,
yeah.
and take a video of yourself, expose your music, and realize your dream. Start
Yeah.
small. You will get there.
I love that. That's exactly what I said. I kind of forgot it,
Like,
but yeah.
man, did and that's basically what you did, right? Just starting small and taking every day as it comes.
Yes, and I like that you've asked that question because I remember I found a beat on YouTube, my first beat. I went to a studio, I paid like nothing money, recorded on the beat, released the song. I thought I was going to be famous, man. Put it on YouTube. I thought this is it. Yay, I've done my first video. And I got love. Like, I got lots of love. Val, we didn't know you could sing. But then I didn't blow. I was like, yo, there's a lot more work to this. But for me, that's where it started. It started with the YouTube videos, sharing them on Facebook, family, friends, because that's really important. You have to start with the village, your community. So, like, use your Instagram, use all the platforms to get your name out there, because this stuff that we have right here is free. It doesn't cost any money, like maybe data, like your data. I don't know. You guys say it costs you money, but that's it. Like,
Yeah, we call it data too, but yeah,
data. Okay.
but most of the times we just say data because you know
Data.
what? We ain't gonna be flashy and nosy to nobody. It's like data. This was
Data.
then we go on,
That's
But yeah,
it. Yeah.
when you're speaking with fancy people like Valee, and then you say data,
Data. You know.
I gotta
Yeah.
need my data. Okay, so I also checked out your Spotify. Is that where all your music is? Because I got a couple of songs,
Yeah.
and and pretty much this is the stuff that you have registered with Spotify, to
Yeah.
market out there.
I have my
Um,
music everywhere, Spotify, everywhere, Audio Mac. If you
mm.
can't find it on your platform, obviously give me a shout and I'll speak to my team, but it should be everywhere. Yeah.
So I listened to the stuff that's on Spotify, and I could really tell that there was like, when you're going up the stairs,
Yes, I'm listening. Yep.
and then yeah, so you could tell like what's the word?
The growth,
Ye-
is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
growth. Yes, exactly, growth. I could really feel the growth within the music, and within the experimentation of your sound and your voice. And when you eventually get to "Don't Want Your Love," you're like, oh gosh, I think she's just found it right now. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, I do. I do. And Don't Want Your Love is obviously part of an EP, so I have more songs. So I feel like I found my voice with that song. That's the song that actually made me cry in the studio, and a lot happened. And I remember when I was doing some of the ad libs and stuff like that. I remember my eyes were closed, and when I opened them, everyone on the other side of the booth was sitting there like in
Okay.
shock. I was like, did you guys at least film that? I can see you guys are watching me, but did anybody film the moment, as they call it? So it was really funny, but my sound has definitely matured, and I think I'm less scared of what people think, which helps a lot. If you just decide, I'm this girl, I'm daring, I have a mature voice, I don't care, it really helps a lot. So I've got other singles that I think them and the rest of the world will be very excited to hear.
Care to tell us the story behind "Don't Want Your Love"? It really made you cry. What was that all about? You can tell Uncle Joe. Come on now.
Oh, really, Uncle Joe? Really?
Yeah.
Um, well, how would I say? Don't Want Your Love is most of my music is love songs, but with Don't Want Your Love, it's like the opposite of a love song. It's still, we'll start with the positive. The positive is Don't Want Your Love is about self love, and it's about saying no to something that you can see from a mile away isn't for you. So you're not even giving this guy a chance to break your heart. You're like, I can already tell you're a player. I can smell it. I can see it with your hats, your shades, that you're going to break my heart. So no. So you're shutting it down very quickly. But
Don't you be hating on this look right now. I mean, you know what? This is the cool kind of look. Okay, go on.
pretty smooth look. That's why. But at the same time, I did draw from like an experience where I have gone through something or been hurt. But I kind of imagined, what if I had said no to you just by looking at the red flags instead of going into the relationship? I should have seen the red flags and no, I don't want your love. So I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make an anthem, a serious song, but I wanted to make it fun. Yeah.
It came out right. It came out really cool. It came
Thank
out a banger. But tell us about, you coming up and doing this track with Ubuntu Brothers.
you.
You're in
Mhm.
the UK. I am assuming they're in South Africa.
South Africa. Hmm.
How did you just make everything happen?
Uh, for me, I've been meaning to work with like quite a few South African people because I go to SA a lot. I go to them SA almost like every year. I try and connect with people at home because I feel it's important to have my identity in the UK, and take a little bit of sound from Africa. And I think that's what makes me different. But I think with I Don't Want Your Love, it's actually my manager at the time. He I don't know, DMs, you kind of talk to someone who talks to someone, and we got their numbers. It was an international collaboration. That's the best way I can say it. So the music was a bit like back and forth. And I'm someone who loves to be in the studio, like with the producer, but seeing as it's COVID, we just had to make it happen, the way that we did.
So what started? Was it you singing or writing "Don't Want Your Love," or there was a beat?
Okay, so there was a beat that was sent to us, and then now the struggle was okay. I heard the first 3 seconds, literally. I think I heard the do 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 do. I was like, "That's it. This is a hit."
Or you
But
mean the
no, that's even before the saxophone came on board. That's just
Ah, is it? Okay.
the bass at the back,
Okay.
and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
so I'm gonna build on this sound. So I took it to the studio, and in the studio, I worked with Charlie K, who's also from Zim. So he's a UK producer. He produces for Gemma Griffiths. I think he's working with some other people at the moment, but he's very, very talented. He produces for Shingai. So I took the sound to him initially just to record my vocals, and then he sat there and he's like, "Yeah, yo, it's missing something." And that's where you got the saxophone, like the
Also, Charlie K came up with that saxophone.
yeah, he did, and it
Oh
really put like
man.
he put that flavor in the song. But not only that, my songwriter, because I work with a songwriter called 025 Oliver Maboreke, also from them, and he jumped on the mic and he was like, "Come back, where you going?" And that's what creates that sound. So it was a collaborative effort by many people, and that's how you
Yeah.
have this good song. My contribution would definitely be like the Ndebele Zulu part where I'm singing in my native language, and yeah.
Yeah. He came out great, man. I was wondering what that guy was saying at the start of the song. No, 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 no. And then
Uh,
now you just,
now
you just, yeah,
like,
now I
come back,
know.
where we going? Because I keep running away, and he's like, come back. So he said that on the mic, and that's where the song came from. So the words came after thinking, okay, I'm running away from this guy because he lies. No, I don't want your love. It was really fun. I had an amazing time. We went into the studio at about 2 p.m. and we left the studio at around 6 a.m. just to do that song. So it was an
Wow.
all-nighter. Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about the fact that you released it just around the time Valentine, am I correct? Or within the month of love in February. And
Yeah.
whereas we're trying to promote this whole love thing, and you're saying, I don't want with my love, I don't want your love. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I might be new, but I really don't mind being controversial. And initially, this was supposed to drop on Valentine's Day, but you know how it is in the music business. You have delays, whether it's like your publishing and your distribution, your release dates, etc. So that's why it ended up coming a bit later in February. So, like I said, it's still a love song. It's just telling every woman or every man, mainly women, because I like to preach to the ladies that you're
Okay.
important. Yeah.
Oh, you've got that English thing now. You're important. Like you scratch out the T's. I
A
want
little
some
bit.
water. I want
I
some
want
water.
water. Yeah. I don't
Water.
even say water.
Important.
I say water.
An online publication referred to you as Nigerian. What was that all about?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? If they want to claim your sister, if you guys don't claim me, Nigeria will claim you. Just saying.
And I saw that. That was the tweet that you retweeted. You're like, guys, if you don't claim me, I'm gonna go.
I'm going. I'm packing my bags. I'm going, guys.
Man, man. All right, so that leads me to the next question where I feel like you're getting a lot of love elsewhere within Africa or the world other than Zimbabwe. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you're correct. You are correct. Yeah.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think I will say Zim has a lot of talented people. We have like so much talent under the sun. But I think what makes me different is because I experiment with sound. Fair enough, I didn't, I'm a piano, but I always try and make it inclusive. Whether it's singing Watora Moyo and putting Shona in there, whether it's singing Mina Nawe, which is like an Afro house with a bit of Zulu, or whether it's singing the song I'm singing right now, which is Amapiano. So I don't want to be branded as one thing. I want to be versatile and diverse. And even right now, I'm working on a fusion of like Amapiano and Afrobeats at the moment. So I want people to know that like I'm here, but I represent Africa. And I think being in the UK as a black woman, you come here, you have this identity. I'm Zimbabwean, blah blah blah. But when people see you, when Europeans, white people see you, they see you as an African. You know, and the amount of times I've been, somewhere and someone's like, "Are you from Nigeria?" You know, or whatever country. So it makes me realize that we are one. So when I'm celebrated by Africa, I feel like I'm doing something right. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, it does make sense because when we look at the music that you are producing, it's not only speaking to Zimbabweans. When you do sing in Isindebele,
Mm.
we associate ourselves with that. Other than that, we associate ourselves with you because you are own Valerie. I mean,
Oh, yes.
sihamba nawe esikolweni
There you
in
go.
Kwabulawa, you
Exactly.
understand. So we associate and then when we see this appreciation, but a part of me just wants African artists or Zimbabwean artists that are based everywhere, anywhere
Mhm.
in the world, to be appreciated. And this is where you cut off all of these things like Nigerian publications trying to claim you and stuff like that, because they'll outrightly just know. But the other thing as well that I feel we do wrong as journalists, as media people, is we celebrate you too late. Like
Yeah.
you be toiling and hustling, trying to just be out there, and then all of a sudden you've got a hit, and everybody's like, "Hey, that's our girl.
She's ours. She's ours. That's what
She's
they say.
ours," you
Yeah.
know. And it's sad, and I really want to really pray that that culture ends, and then we can start nurturing artists even at a very tender age of their career, and then we can always grow with them.
Yeah. 100%.
I love the fact that you were nominated in the Star FM Awards. Your
Oh,
song, um, what song was that, by the way? Watura Moyo. Yeah.
Pheromone. Yes.
Yeah, Watura Moyo. But you lost out to Knox with My Melody. But you know, I feel you would have won anyway. But it's
Oh,
they're
that
not
just
my
touched
awards.
my heart. Thank you.
And if Knox hears this, he'll be like, "Dude, what you say? What you saying, dude? What you saying about
He said what he said, okay?
it?" Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So how was that, just being nominated? Was that your first nomination?
I've had a few nominations, but I think that was my first big nomination. And I think I just looked at who else was in the category, like Knox, obviously myself, people like Shasha, and I was like, wow, these are guys that I respect in the game. People work really hard, like people like even Knox, like Knox I talk to. So just seeing myself next to those guys made me realize, Val, you're doing something right. And I truly appreciate it. I was humbled by it, but it's just the beginning for me. I want to win awards. I want to be nominated for more, and I'm gonna make sure I work very hard to get there.
I'm going to get my own awards up and running anytime soon. You're gonna be there. Definitely. You're gonna be
Yeah.
there. You're gonna
Watch
be
out,
there.
Nog.
Better watch out now.
I'm kidding. I'm
Okay,
kidding.
so your song "Don't Want Your Love" sounds like a version of a Shasha song. Have you heard that before? Has anybody told you that, like, like, maybe there's a little bit of nuances in there? I kind of feel like, and especially when you do piano. Like, I heard mine. Okay, so my number one supporter and critique and all things I can never explain is my wife, right? So I told her,
Okay.
I'm having this interview with this beautiful, talented young lady from Zimbabwe. Her name is Valee Music. She's got this song. Listen to the song. And I played her that song, "Don't Want Your Love." And she was like, that's a brilliant song. She Adakwimba, Adakwimba Kunge. Shasha, you shouldn't have said that. Uh but have you had that before? I mean, and does it do anything to you if probably people say stuff like that? Because you know what? We've had the biggest star ever to rise from Zimbabwe, Shasha, and
Right.
she was doing piano, and then
Mhm.
there's you now. Um,
Right. I
yeah.
think the best way I can say it is maybe I've heard one or two people saying it. I haven't heard too many people saying it. I do like respect Shasha and her game. And I feel like it's very easy to compare any new artist or any female artist, especially from Zimbabwe, that with Shasha, because she is literally like the lady of Amapiano and she's killing it in South Africa. But I think what people need to know about me is I grew up on house music. I grew up on that sound. I grew up on Kwaito music. And my first like experimentation with my music sound was very much that whole Gauteng house sound. And as far as I understand, Amapiano, it's like almost it derives from house. So I think as long as that's a popular sound, that was the natural next step. So yes, I understand the comparisons and I appreciate them because she's super talented. But I've also been told or been compared with some of the songs that I've got upcoming actually with like Wusim Hlongo. So I feel like my sound is a bit different in terms of the way I narrate, the way I tell stories, because I'm a storyteller and I use like a lot of lyrics to express that. And I think with her, it's just like a whole vibe. So we are different. And I think Zim and Southern Africa must get used to, celebrating people. There's room for everybody. That's what I'd say.
True, true. I wouldn't really be worried about that. I just asked that question just basically because I had a list of questions that I have to ask.
Yeah.
But
No, I love it.
don't.
Your questions are very like thought provoking. I love it.
Yeah, I love the part that you have been, compared to, or people say you
Yeah.
sound like Wisdom Hlongo, who is such a huge talent. I mean,
She's
way she is
like,
huge, right?
yeah, yeah,
Off the roof, kind of huge, you know.
exactly.
I love that, and you will always get nuances here and there. You get bits and tits here and there about maybe somebody else's music and stuff, which is perfectly fine. Eventually,
Mhm.
you will define yourself even much better. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, and at all. I love the fact that you're keeping your roots, as you said. You come back to South Africa, Zimbabwe every now
Mhm.
and then, and you feed off what's happening this side because
Yes.
you might just feel a little bit lost. Like when you're in the UK, there's a whole new vibe out there. There's a different vibe out there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what are your fans from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, your family, your relatives saying about your music? I mean, what are some of those kind words? Share with me.
I think Don't Want Your Love has received the most love. But I think I actually got a turning point when I dropped Sondela. So Sondela was like my previous single before this one. It's where I was number.
Ooh, I listen for a moment. I listen to Sondela. Girl, you got, Shakos Ruit. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
watch this
So
space. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
thank you. So Sondela was the single that got me like number one on Kakasi FM, which is like the biggest station in KZN. So Charlie K and I are obviously sharing that single together. But I was number one for like 6 weeks. And I've got an uncle, like my dad's brother, who stays in KZN. And he called me and he's like, oh, oh my God, we know you here. Like, I was just so hyped. Like, what? She got her. And for him, it's just like, what? My Zimbabwean niece, right, is playing on a station in like my country type of vibes. It's like, what is going on? That was really exciting. Yeah.
Big up to your team, right? They
Yeah.
really do know how to market your stuff. They're not playing. They are not playing. Tell
Yeah.
them I'm gonna hit them up. I also need to really market myself. The
You
stuff
need to
like that.
call me. You need
Uh,
to call
oh,
me.
okay. Let's talk there. Let's talk there.
Let's talk.
You just.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I do discuss about and talk about with artists, and I'm like, you really need to have some sort of decent marketing tool or marketing group with you, or an idea of how you're going to market this stuff, because
That's
certain
right.
music falls within certain regions. So if you're going to be singing Amapiano like what you did with Don't Want Your Love, Amapiano is very huge in South Africa, and it's now getting very
Mm.
huge in Southern Africa and Africa.
And
So you need
Africa.
to exactly, you really need to pinpoint your marketing there, and then you will see it working. Other than, if you're going to just market it in the UK because you're in the UK, it's not really going to work, you know what I mean?
No, it's not. Like you're fighting like a losing battle. You're working against yourself because
Mm,
you've done a great song, but then you're like, why isn't this working? But you just gotta use
mm,
that sense and have very smart people around you. And I don't know it all.
mm,
And my team might be surprised
mm.
to hear me say this because I can be a bit like I can be a lot. But I don't know it all. And that's why I surround myself with really talented people. So shout out to everybody who's been on board: Sway, Charlie, Oliver, Lee, Joburg. Hey, if I left you out, I'm sorry. For the record, PR, everybody, thank you. Yeah.
You have your video that you were working on today,
On Sunday.
on Sunday. When do you
Yes.
think we're going to be seeing you in lights, act, camera, and action on YouTube or somewhere like that? When do you think it's going to be out?
Very soon, very soon. I can't give away too much because we're still working on it, but the song is out.
Okay.
So the video is dropping any
Mm,
day. That's what I can say.
mm.
So,
Come on, just
yeah.
just give us a little bit. Like, as in, are you gonna be in the tub? Because we've seen Instagram pictures of you in the tub, right? Are you gonna be in your black outfit, the one that you were in on that couch? Just give us a little bit of something.
It's gonna. You've seen those outfits.
Hint,
That's nice,
hint.
but I get bored very quickly. So the video is a whole new vibe, better outfits even. So it's quite exciting. I had a crew of about like 14 people. Some of them came and they were like, just gave their services as friends. Uh, Shout out to everyone: Lush Media, Ty, Parker, Victor, my brother. I'm just excited. You guys watch this space, okay? Make sure you're following me on Instagram and maybe you might see some snippets and stuff.
You obviously have fans in the UK. A lot of Zimbabweans are in the UK. How are they, receiving this music right now?
I think the best thing about Zim people in the UK is the support. I feel like I feel like I feel like I've had a lot of support. I think since Zim Fest, it kind of exposed Zim Festival, which is like one of the like only festivals we have for Southern African music. I did my first like show there, like proper festival show, and I got a lot of support since then. People asking me to come to shows. So there's like a network, and I would say it's not just Zimbabwe; it's literally Southern Africa. So Mozambique, Zambia, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana. Those people tend to do events together. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
there's like cross opportunities and fans that I can get from Zambia, South Africa, Mozambique. So it's quite exciting. Um, but I am trying to appeal to my UK people because I think there's a gap. The same way Burna Boy and Wizkid have broken the world market, I think there's a gap for Zimbabweans, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make history in a way. At least whilst I'm still here, and I want to take the opportunity that God has given me.
The more you expose yourself to these big media platforms, or even these platforms that Benna Boy and Wizkid and Davido have been, abusing for the past couple of years, I think then the future will be bright for you. Yeah, because there's that, I think, that fear that I think a lot of people, or even marketing teams, fear. Oh, okay, how do we approach the BBC? How do we send our music? But I love the fact that you've been on those platforms. I
Yeah,
also I've seen Shingai, I've seen Joy. I'm seeing a lot of Zimbabwean talent going up, and representing Africa in the
yes,
biggest stages ever, and that's really, really cool.
good. Yeah.
So the question that I forgot the last time was about your EP. You're working on your EP. Don't Want Your Love is gonna be featured there. Any chance of us knowing how many tracks are gonna be there, and what you're really trying to get out of, the creation of this EP?
Right. So for the EP, I have about the EP is supposed to have 5 songs, but I've got 8 songs right now. So I'm still breaking it down. I might do a part one, part two. I'm not too sure at the moment. But the whole idea behind the EP is basically my roots. That's why you have a bit of like Zim, a bit of Essay, a bit of Shona, a bit of Ndebele. I just want people to know who I am because I know that when doors open and opportunities come, I'm going to run with the wind. But I at least want people to know that I gave them that foundation to say values ours. You know what I mean? So, and I've done my best to try and work with producers from home, like whether they're based in America or whether they're based in the UK or South Africa. I've reached out to quite a few people. Some of them still need to call me back. Like, if you're watching this, guys, on the back. But I try and bring people together. So I've got some amazing, talented producers like Soko that I'm working with, who's based in America, Mr. Camera, who's done, Afrobeats albums for like Pato Ranking. So I've got quite a few people I'm talking to and trying to create that sound. But otherwise, like Charlie K is like my main engineer on the project. So it's a lot of Charlie K Productions, Ubuntu Brothers, and then a couple of guys from South Africa. So it's still up in the air, but the whole basis is bringing Southern Africa with me.
Artists against artists. What are some of the artists that are from Zimbabwe that you're vibing to? Artists that you're listening to that you think have got great potential?
Mm-hmm. I mean, amazing artists, so many amazing artists. Anita Jackson, I love her music. Tammy Moyo,
Mhm.
going with the sisters first. Gemma, Gemma Griffiths is
Don't be
great. I
don't don't
love
be hating on the brothers too. Don't be hating on the brothers.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm like, let me say at least three ladies. So I'm loving Takura. Takura is super talented. He's a vibe. Oh, hold on. Brian Soko. Brian, no, not Soko. Brian K. Sorry. Those guys, I think, are super talented. And there's more, but those are the ones that just came to mind.
Okay. And who's like your future want to have, or a collaboration or to work with kind of artist?
From where? From them or in general?
Anybody you like, who's on top of your list?
Definitely Wizkid. Wizkid's right at the top of my list. So
Okay.
if I could tell
Okay.
Wizkid collabo, I'll be so happy. Um, Obviously there's levels to it, like the Jay-Z's of this world, but yeah, I'll say Wizkid for now.
Is Wizkid married, by the way?
Why are you asking me? Go and Google.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
Then you'll be gone forever. Then you'll be gone forever, yo. I see
That's
that.
so,
I prophesy.
so prophesying. I rebuke. What kind of prophecies?
Okay, man. All right. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, Valee. It's been great getting to know you, getting to know a little bit about your music. Obviously, there's more to come. We will explore that in the days to come as you continue to work within the music industry. But for artists that are exploding into the industry, you've been there a couple of times. You've been there for some time now.
Mhm.
A lot of people have questions, and the questions would be, where does she stand in terms of her status? She's single? Is she married? Is she seeing somebody? Is she on the market and stuff like that? Just kindly
I know
just get
the
that
question.
out of the way.
I don't know if anyone's asking that question, Joe. Really?
Well, I've
let's
asked you now.
say,
You better answer.
let's just say maybe I do have someone giving me that love, you know.
Or maybe you don't want his love. You
Maybe.
want somebody else's love.
Maybe I don't want his love. We don't know. We don't know. Until I got that ring on my finger, we don't
Mm,
know.
okay. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. This has
No
been a
worries. It's
blast.
been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Joe.
Okay.
And I
Until we
wish you all
talk
the success.
again, which is very soon,
Yes.
we must have that conversation on that EP and on that, same tip, same different
Definitely.
vibe. Yeah, on a day, different day.
All right. You take care. Bye. Thank you, guys.
But, bye.
You are listening to the Joe Mars Podcast, a podcast inspired by musical creatives from and within Zimbabwe, Africa, and the world who are making an impact and pursuing their passions. My name is Joseph Maramba, and I'm a radio host best known for shows on Capital FM, Power FM, and Sport FM radio. And I'm sitting down with creatives to learn more on their story and how they are making an impact with every single production.